Hello students, I am Dr. Tanmoy Biswas. I welcome you all in my channel Chemistry the Mystery of Molecules. So today we will discuss a multiple choice question. The question you can see in your screen. See this. So in this case a 1,2-diketone is reacted in presence of AlCl3 and something is produced. Now you have to find out what is the major product in this reaction. Okay. So and the answer is provided below and one of the four is the right answer. So your duty is to find out what is the answer. Okay. So such kind of question answer practice should be helpful for exams like B.Sc, M.Sc, BSMS or equivalent exams, means competitive equivalent exam like CSIR-NET, GATE, IIT-JAM, etc. So I suggest you please practice or please learn such kind of videos carefully. It may be very helpful for you. Second, that first of all I request you please pause the video and try by yourself. It will help you for self-evaluation. Definitely after some time I shall provide the total mechanistic justification about this process, and at the end of this discussion I shall provide you tricks how to solve this question within 30 seconds. Believe me, it's an easy question, so you can solve with 30 seconds, but if you know proper tricks. So watch the video until the end. So based on my opinion, question is not repeated but concept repeated, because based on a particular concept many problem could be prepared. So that's why it is highly desirable that you need to understand the chemistry, and one of the strategy, my personal strategy is to for solving MCQ is you should understand the nature of the reagent. If you understand the nature of the reagent, you can understand where the reaction will occur, and if you understand this very easily, you can find out what is the final product. Because first understanding about the reactivity, and second if you do practice properly, very fast you can end up to the solution. Okay, so let's look at the molecules or reagents. First of all, this molecule. Second, benzene, simple aromatic. So this is a simple aromatic hydrocarbon. Okay, and other is AlCl3. Actually, aluminium 3+ here, and it can act as a Lewis acid because aluminium 3+ is electron deficient, and consequently it can coordinate with oxygen, which is a hard donor, means Lewis base. Okay, so let's focus on this molecule. By the way, this molecule looks very interesting, and that's why I'm telling I will discuss about is retrosynthesis at the end of this discussion, and I believe you should learn about retrosynthesis of small molecule, because retrosynthesis will help you to recapitulate the name reaction you have read many times before. So it's as well as recapitulation as, or you may consider it's a good practice for old learnings. Fine. So now let's look at this molecule. This is actually a 1,2, so this is a 1,2-dicarbonyl compound. Okay, 1,2-dicarbonyl compound, and we know that 1,2-dicarbonyl compound, both carbonyl groups are highly electron deficient. So this and this, so both are electron deficient, means electrophile. Okay, fine. Now question, where the reaction will occur. If you think from bulkiness point of view, ketone is generally more bulky, aldehyde is less bulky. Fine, it is, we know this thing properly, but in this case if you consider electron deficiency point of view, we know that aldehyde are less bulky as well as more electron deficient compared to ketone. But in this case, this is a special example where you find that this ketone is also very electron deficient. Why? See, let's draw the molecule first. This is a mesitoic acid system. Okay, so what's special in this case? See, this mesitoic acid, this carbonyl group not in conjugation. What is my purpose to give you message? For example, if you look at this molecule, this is benzophenone. This is more electron, this is actually less electron deficient compared to its aliphatic analog, that is acetone. Why? Because see, in this case this phenyl nucleus, this electron cloud shows its pulsar effect and reduces the electron density of this carbonyl carbon, whereas in this case no pulsar possible, only plusi, and which is not that much efficient. That's why this is more electron deficient. Fine. Understood. Now what special happening in this case of mesitylene system? Just look at this problem. See, there are two orthomethyl group. Okay, so what it does, it introduces bulk effect or steric effect. Steric effect. What happens? So because of this steric effect, the carbonyl group forced to remain out of plane arrangement. One part remain below and one part remain above. Carbonyl group, I am considering this part as R. Okay, so consequently, the what we consider generally aromatic ketone, it is not like a simple aromatic ketone. Okay, because of this steric inhibition of delocalization, it remains out of plane. Consequently, no plasar effect. That's why this is highly electron deficient, although it is a ketone. I believe you have understood the concept. Fine. So now let's understand the thing logically. So from this discussion, what you have learned, that this aldehyde is less bulky, electron deficient. So aromatic electrophilic substitution in presence of Lewis acid like AlCl3 will occur on the aldehyde. Okay, let's learn this part in details. See the mechanism part. What happens? This AlCl3 coordinates with aldehyde. Question you may ask, sir, it may coordinate to ketone also, logically possible, but reaction will happen by this coordination. That's why we are showing. So after this coordination, previously it was electron deficient. After this coordination, it became more electron deficient. Okay, that's why benzene is not a good nucleophile, but because of this extreme electron deficiency of this carbonyl carbon, this act as a nucleophile. Okay, so attacks and it opens up, and after workup it converted into OH and aromaticity is gained for benzene. So this is the product. As I told, it's a very easy, so you can do it. So this is the product. So now, as I told, within 30, so this is okay, this is the product. Now within 30 seconds, how can you solve? By the way, you don't need to know so much information, but using your common sense you can do. See, in this case, aldehyde and ketone, there aldehyde is more electron deficient than ketone, and since 1 to adjacent, so nucleophilic attack will happen on this aldehyde. Fine. And since AlCl3 there, this is 1,2 dicarbonyl compound, so benzene will act as a nucleophile and it will attack. Simple logic. So based on these two things, hydroxyl, pH one part, other thing everything same. See, in this case other options are not, because this is a fragmentation, this is attack on ketone, not possible. This is also oxidation, that is also not possible because I haven't provided in logic oxidant. So based on common sense you can solve, but I believe you should know the concept, because in which case what type of question this concept became useful, nobody can predict. Okay, so what we have learned today? We have learned today about that the mesitoic acid system hinders the nucleophilic attack on the adjacent carbonyl group, point number 1, and aldehyde, it is a general statement, aldehyde is less bulky than ketone and more nucleophilic. That's why nucleophile prefers to attack on aldehyde, and this phenomena is also supported by the theory, that is Burji-Dunich trajectory, which shows that nucleophilic attack happens on near about 107 degree angle, but this value may vary slightly from substrate to substrate. Please visit that video. So another thing, the most important thing for you when you will become a researcher, before selecting any solvent, it is highly desirable to think whether will it participate in reaction or not, because that is the reason, that is the thing, is that you have targeted something, you end up something. Why? That may be because of the choice of improper solvent. Okay, so that the actual word is improper solvent choice. Okay, fine. So this is now discuss about the retrosynthesis, which is, I believe, a bonus information to you. So for retrosynthesis we should go logically. So retrosynthesis means logical synthesis of a molecule. Okay, so now see, this molecule is our target. So now see, it's a 1,2 dicarbonyl compound. We know that it could easily be synthesized from by using selenium dioxide oxidation of carbonyl. Means if you take carbonyl and oxidize with selenium dioxide, 1,2 diketo is produced. Fine. So this. So now you can ask me question that, sir, where you have taken ketone, you can take the another one, means the corresponding aldehyde. What do I mean? This. But synthesis first of, sorry. This is First of all, synthesis of this molecule is difficult. Why? Because we have to make a disconnection from here. So what will be the product? One is mesitylene, fine, and another is this positive charge on the alpha of carbonyl, which is actually illogical, little illogical or little abnormal, I say. Why? Because we know the alpha position of a carbonyl negative charge is easily generated via enol or enolate, whatever, but generation of positive charge on alpha to carbonyl is not that much common. So, and what I told at the beginning, that retrosynthesis is the easy way to synthesize the molecule. So we will not follow this track, whereas this is. Now how this could be synthesized? See, this could be synthesized very easily using this disconnection approach. And how this? If you can take acetic anhydride or acetyl chloride, anything, and in presence of any Lewis acid like aluminium 3+. By the way, if you want to take this acetic anhydride, then you need to take little excess of this AlCl3. I have discussed this part in one MCQ. I shall provide the link on the I button. Fine. So this is, so in presence of this, so this is actually Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So see, for one reaction, one name reaction you are learning. Okay, so this, and how this mesitylene could be prepared by trimerization reaction of acetone by in presence of sulfuric acid. So this is nothing but a trimerization reaction where three molecules together forms a one molecule, and I have uploaded a lecture about trimerization reaction. Please visit for your better understanding. So we have learned about this thing. So forward reaction, if you look at, so what happens, this acetone converted into mesitylene by trimerization, it's react with acetic anhydride via Friedel-Crafts acylation to prepare this ketomethyl derivative, and which undergoes selenium dioxide oxidation. So this is the oxidation reaction to produce this 1,2-dicarbonyl compound. Okay, so I believe this lecture may be useful for you. If it is, please pass it on to your friends such that they can also enjoy the benefit, and most importantly, please share this. Please like, subscribe, and make some good comments to encourage me. Thank you again. Stay happy, stay blessed. See you in my next video.